I just want to quickly talk about something, and that's, I guess, the journey that we go on. Let me just yourself. Okay, so I just wanted to, I guess, talk about the journey that we go on and the phases through in terms of, like, we're starting a new year fresh. We're probably setting intentions, wanting to meet these intentions. But some of us set expectations. Kim, you better stay here. Hello, Sharon. Okay, so we're starting a new year. And a lot of us set expectations that may be unrealistic or too high for us. Or we hold on so tightly to us doing really well that as soon as we drop off a little, we start to berate ourselves, talk ourselves down, get real hard on ourselves. And here's a secret. You will feel overwhelmed and stressed as hell and like you cannot control anything if you keep it in your head. Because everything is a lot more complicated in your head. Everything feels unbearable and hard to handle in your head. It's why I highly suggest brain dumping. Have pieces of paper by your bed and brain dump. That's one really good way to master it. The other is, as soon as you start to feel overwhelmed, write down a to-do list of things that you need to get done and everything that's on your head. Realize that you might be able to do anything that you want, of course, but you cannot do everything and not all at once. And we're humans, we set unrealistic expectations of ourselves and we want to accomplish the world. We're impatient as humans. We're emotional. We allow feelings to dictate our actions when they may not be in line with our goals. They may not be in line with what we know we need to do. And it's really important to get clear on that. Because our journey is going to be full of these things. But you need to stop letting yourself sabotage yourself in these down spirals as though they shouldn't be happening, because they should be happening. They will always happen. You need to start planning for failure. No one plans for failure. They think it's going to be sunshines and rainbows all the time. But it's never going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. You need to plan for failure. This is where you have if-then plans. If this happens, or if I miss a session here, then this will happen. If I end up overeating on this day, or I end up overeating here, this is what I'm going to do. Or this is how I'm going to handle it. And if it does happen, not to berate yourself on it, but to learn from it. Because otherwise you're going to keep putting yourself down every single time something bad happens, because you didn't come up with a strategy to deal with it next time. You just spent the whole time moping over yourself. And you are allowed to slip up sometimes. Something I want you to take away from this is that we go through journeys like this. The lows keep us humble when we're at our highs. So when you are winning, remember that you've struggled and failed before. Remember that there are periods of time when you are going to get low, where you are going to fail. Remember those, because they keep you humble in those highs, so that when the lows do happen, it's not going to set you back so much. But something you need to start doing a lot more is celebrating those highs. No one celebrates their wins enough. They spend so much time moping in the lows that they feel like they're a failure all round, or they always fail, because that's all they remember. Oh, I always fail. Oh, I always do this. I always do that. Okay, but how about these times when you win? And something that I realized with my girls in our coaching is, if they've, because I ask deep questions, I go deep with my questioning, and I ask them, how does that make you feel? Okay, so why is that important for the person that you want to become? And the more that you get deeper into those feels and deeper into why that action is so important for the person that you want to become, it's a positive feedback loop. And not only that, when you do experience failures and lows, you remember how that once felt when you were kicking ass. And that is important, because we are feeling beings. And it's why I fuck the scales off. Sorry for swearing, but honestly, numbers, figures in the gym, on the scales, it's like letting our lives get dictated by numbers, that it dictates how we feel. It's like, almighty oracle, tell me how I need to feel today. And it can seriously impact our mood for the rest of the day. And to let a scale dictate our mood for a day, to let failing a rep in the gym make us feel like we failed our session, make us not enjoy the gym anymore because we're always going in to set these amazing PRs that we just don't enjoy training anymore. I was there. I used to actually go, I have to go to the gym again. I don't want to do that workout. It's so hard. I have to beat all those numbers. Like, yeah, you need to progressively overload, and progressive overload doesn't happen linearly, and it doesn't happen just by numbers. And you're not a freaking robot. Like, sometimes 80 kilos on something is your absolute max. Other times you'll fail a 60, but that's still your absolute max, and it's still eliciting the same response because it's your max. Environmental factors play into so much. And this is why it's so important to be able to read your body. Like, I read my body so well. And sometimes I don't, and that's okay. But it's usually when life gets really hectic that I realize that I've neglected my body. And everyone does that. You're human. We have responsibilities, but what matters is how we then respond to it to make up for that. Like, I've been slacking on sleep the last couple of weeks, and sleep is such a big thing for me, but I had too much going on because with me, Christmas and New Year's is my busiest time with clients because I'm calling them, I'm talking to them a lot more, I'm checking in on them as much as I can. I'm creating as many conversations as I can in Christmas with them because I know that it's the hardest time for some people, and for others they're on holidays and they've already been with me long enough to not fall off the wagon or feel like they lost control. Like, we are never going to be in the same season of our phases of our transformation. There are times where we are struggling. Don't frame things as failures. Frame them as just struggles, because everyone struggles. And you can get through them because you are never alone in any one journey. It's just that people don't reach out to use the resources because they lack that confidence to do so. Like, I have one rule with my clients. One massive rule, and that's do not dare let yourself get to a red light. As soon as you're flashing orange, come to me. We don't want you to get to red. I have something in my throat. Never let yourself get to a red light. Okay? Have a glorious Friday and weekend. I'm boiling hot. It's hot here. So enjoy whatever weather you have there. I know that it's pretty damn snowy and cold up north. So enjoy that. I've never actually been to the snow. I've never actually seen snow. So, yeah. Where's Cookie? There's little Cookie. Little Cookie boy.